Amy Duggar King reveals where she stands with the Duggar family. Amy Duggar King, the niece of Jim Bob Duggar and Michelle Duggar, shared an update on her relationship with her cousins during an exclusive interview with E! News. Amy Duggar King isn't counting on her entire family. Amid the 38-year-old's estrangement from her uncle Jim Bob Duggar and Aunt Michelle Duggar, she shared insight into her complicated relationship with her 19 kids and counting cousins. "I'll just say boundaries are just very important," Amy told E! News in an exclusive interview. "If you are not necessarily lining up with mine, then there's going to be a line drawn. Unfortunately, that's where we stand." The reality star, who was often seen spending time with her cousins, including Jana Duggar, Jessa Duggar, and Joanna Forsyth on the 10-season TLC series, doesn't have a great connection with her extended family these days, though she added, "I'm not coming from a bitter place anymore. For a little while, I was really sad," she admitted. "I was really heartbroken. It was really difficult to make that choice, and now I stand by it. It's okay to say we're living different lives, and I wish them all the best, but I'm going to speak my truth." However, Amy's relationship with Jill Duggar Dillard has only continued to deepen after her cousin began distancing herself from her family's Christian fundamentalist lifestyle. "Jill and I are extremely close," she gushed. "We trust each other. We have this great cousinship. She has told me intimate details and things that have happened. She trusts me and I trust her." So, when Amy and Jill, who share sons, Israel, 9, Samuel, 7, and Frederick, 2, with husband Derek Dillard, starred in Season 1 of Amazon's shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, the pair leaned on each other while delving into their trauma on screen. "We were very vulnerable with each other, and just being like, hey, this is hard, this is scary. We're going to be open about it," Amy recalled. "I'm her cheerleader for life, and she's mine. So it's like, let's do this together. We're stronger together because we can rely on each other." She noted that when either she or Jill, 34, is struggling, they make sure to encourage each other. Amy emphasized how proud she is of her cousin, which she makes sure to tell her when she needs to. "I can just be like, you're doing the right thing. I'm so proud of you," she explained. "You have changed the way that you're living and the way that these boys are going to be growing up, and because of that reason, you're helping so many people. I applaud her. I always will, and we're just going to stay on this path of boundaries." Amy, mom to son Daxton, 5, with husband Dylan King, and Jill are passing on their bond too. As she revealed, "I'm actually watching her boys overnight, coming up soon. We can't wait." While Amy and Jill are proud of their appearance in the docuseries, Michelle and Jim Bob slammed the project with a lengthy statement, which was featured in the first episode of Season 2. "The recent documentary that talks about our family is sad because in it we see the media and those with ill intentions hurting people we love." The message, which Amy read, said, "This documentary paints so much and so many in a derogatory and sensationalized way. We always believe that the best chance to repair damaged relationships or to reconcile differences is through love in a private setting." She rebuked the comment, replying on camera that Jim Bob ticks her off. Despite their disapproval, Amy is proud of her decision to join the series. So, unsurprisingly, she was also down to take on Season 2, which focuses on teen mania, once the largest evangelical youth organization in the United States. "For me," she explained to E!, "I was just like, if you can shine a light and help other people heal from their religious trauma in any kind of way, then count me in. I'll be an advocate for that." For a closer look at the sprawling Duggar family tree, keep reading. Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, the parents of 19 and grandparents of over 3 dozen little ones, started out as high school sweethearts. Michelle has recalled being saved at 15. Then one night, Jim Bob was making home outreach visits on behalf of his Baptist church, and he ended up knocking on the Ruark family's door after his friend told him that this girl from school that just got saved and is a cheerleader lived there. They invited Michelle to Sunday school at their church, and, Jim Bob said, he prayed to God that they could be each other's spiritual leaders, though apparently their first meeting wasn't as memorable for Michelle. A year later, she applied for a job at the frozen yogurt shop owned by Jim Bob's parents. You came to the counter where I was standing by the cash register and introduced yourself, Michelle remembered in a letter posted on the family blog in 2017 for Jim Bob's birthday and their 33rd wedding anniversary. You were shy but very sweet. I really don't remember much about that conversation, except that you finally mustered up the courage to ask me if I would go to your junior-senior banquet with you. She attended the dinner with him at Shiloh Christian, but it was when they hung out afterward discussing the Bible for hours at her parents' house that she knew. From there, we believe our hearts were knit together, Michelle has said. We graduated high school in May of 1984 and were married in July. I was 17 and Jim Bob was 19. 40 years later, the couple dedicated themselves to God and each other for the long run. Jim Bob is a former state legislator, having served in the Arkansas House of Representatives for the 6th District from 1999 until 2002, during which he was vice chair of the House of Corrections and Criminal Law Subcommittee. A run for U.S. Senate in 2002 ended in the primary, as did a bid in 2006 to become the Republican nominee for Arkansas State Senate District 35. He and Michelle, who are both licensed realtors, have been active in conservative causes, an aspect of their lifestyle that won them a 19 Kids and Counting, which premiered in 2008 as 17 Kids and Counting, both proud supporters and fierce critics. As of October 2024, they were grandparents of 33 with 3 on the way. Josh Duggar and Manna Keller. Eldest Duggar child Josh Duggar was born March 3, 1988. He too became a conservative activist, campaigning for the Family Research Council. He stepped down after old police records surfaced in 2015, revealing that he had been accused of molesting several girls, including his sisters Jessa Duggar and Jill Duggar, when he was a teenager. Jessa defended her brother in a sit-down with Fox News that June, insisting that the worst names people were calling Josh were so overboard and a lie, really. I mean, people get mad at me for saying that, but I can say this because I was one of the victims. His wife, Anna Duggar, whom he married in a September 26, 2008, ceremony featured on 19 Kids and Counting, also stuck by him, including after he admitted to being unfaithful. When he checked into a treatment center in 2016, his parents called it a crucial first step in recovering and healing. Parents of 3, daughter Mackenzie, October 8, 2009, and sons Michael, June 15, 2011, and Marcus, June 2, 2013. When the scandal broke, Anna gave birth to their 4th child, Meredith, on July 16, 2015, the same day TLC canceled 19 Kids. Their 5th child, son Mason Garrett, was born September 12, 2017. Daughter Mariella Hope arrived November 27, 2019, and baby number 7, Madison Lily, was born October 23, 2021. In a federal indictment filed in April 2021, Josh was charged with a count of piece of receipt and possession of child pornography. He pleaded not guilty on both counts. In 2022, Josh was found guilty of both, but the possession charge was vacated by the judge and sentenced to 12.5 years in prison. John David Duggar and Jana Duggar. Shortly after Josh was born, Michelle got pregnant again, but suffered a miscarriage. While she and Jim Bob were still grieving that loss and praying for guidance, they found out that twins were on the way. We felt it was a double blessing, she told Love to Know. God was encouraging our hearts. We're still learning. It's really so unusual because I breastfeed my babies, but my children are so close together. I have a baby, and then 8 months later I'm expecting. Just another unusual thing the Lord has seen fit to do with our situation. John David Duggar and his twin sister Jana Duggar were born on January 12, 1990. John David Duggar, M. Abby Grace Burnett. After a whirlwind courtship, they didn't know of each other for several years before meeting at a church event in Abby's home state of Oklahoma, and a short engagement. John David and Abby Grace Burnett got married on November 3, 2018. They welcomed daughter Grace Annette Duggar on January 7, 2020, and son Charlie Duggar in September 2022. On their 30th birthday in January 2020, Jana wrote in a sweet message, Ever since John and I were little, we've been asked if we have that twin thing. You know, the thing where you feel what the other one is feeling or know what the other one is thinking. Well, John, I've always answered that with a no. But now I can honestly say that the day little Gracie was born, I felt every bit of happiness that you did. So I guess it must be real. Jana continued, "It's so sweet watching you and Abby as parents. You're naturals. And the same qualities that have made you a wonderful brother will also make you an amazing dad." Jana Duggar, M. Stephen Wisman. Jana watched 11 of her 18 brothers and sisters get married before she found love with Stephen Wisman, whose sister Hannah Wisman is married to the TLC alum's brother Jeremiah, but despite some admitted frustrations, she maintained it was all part of God's plan. "I haven't always understood what the bigger picture is, but I know that God knows what is best for all of us. And so for me, it's getting married later," Jana told People in August 2024, shortly before her wedding. "Each of our stories will be written differently. If we were all the exact same, it would be a boring life." Jill Duggar, M. Derek Dillard. Jill Duggar. Dillard was born on May 17, 1991. In a love story reminiscent of her parents, Jill first met Derek, who grew up about 45 minutes away, on Christmas 2011 when he stopped by the Duggar family abode while out caroling with his church group. Jim Bob played matchmaker, and Jill and Derek hit it off, growing closer over email and Skype. Father and daughter went to visit Derek in Nepal that November, and Jill and Derek continued to fall for each other. In February 2014, Derek asked Jim Bob for his daughter's hand in marriage, and they tied the knot on June 21, 2014. They are parents to 3 sons: Israel, born on April 6, 2015, Samuel, born July 8, 2017, and Frederick, born July 7, 2022. In April 2024, Jill shared that she had suffered a pregnancy loss while expecting her and Derek's first baby girl. Jill and Derek reflected on the controversies and religious beliefs surrounding her family in the Amazon Prime video documentary Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets, which premiered in June 2023. Jessa Duggar, M. Ben Seawald. Jim Bob and Michelle's 5th child, Jessa Duggar, was born November 4, 1992. Jessa met Ben through church, and he began courting her in 2013, the old-fashioned approach to romance coming as a brand-new notion to a lot of viewers. The kids never talked about their romances pre-engagement, so Jim Bob explained to People, "Courting is getting to know each other in a group setting, both families spending time together and the couple setting goals together to determine if they are meant to marry. With dating, a couple will often pair off alone, and that sometimes leads to a more physical relationship." Ben asked for Jessa's hand and then proposed in August 2014, sealing the deal by holding her hand for the first time. They married on November 1, 2014. Jessa was pregnant with her first child when 19 Kids and Counting was canceled, and TLC subsequently aired a special about sexual abuse featuring Jill and Jessa to further educate viewers on the subject. The sisters would end up the stars of their own show, Jill and Jessa, Counting On, that winter. The show then evolved to become Counting On, featuring other Duggar siblings as well. Meanwhile, Jessa and Ben welcomed son Spurgeon on November 5, 2015, son Henry on February 6, 2017, daughter Ivy Jane on May 28, 2019, and daughter Fern in July 2021. In February 2023, Jessa shared that she suffered a miscarriage over the 2022 holiday season. She gave birth to son George in December 2023. On May 7, 2025, Jessa announced baby number 6 is on the way, Jinger Duggar M. Jeremy Vualo. The 6th Duggar child, Jinger Vualo, was born December 21, 1993. Jinger and Jeremy met doing ministry work in Laredo, Texas, and started courting in 2016. They married on November 5, 2016, the bride's nephew Spurgeon's birthday, but you just try not overlapping milestones when you're one of 19, and were promptly the subject of pregnancy rumors. Where we see ourselves in a year is probably just settled down, still doing ministry here in Laredo, and just seeking to serve the Lord however we can. Jinger said on a June 2017 episode of Counting On. Their daughter Felicity was born July 19, 2018. In May of that year, they revealed that Jinger was pregnant again, and that she had suffered a miscarriage the previous fall. In November 2020, they welcomed daughter Evangeline Jo. Son Finnegan Charles was born March 29, 2025. Joseph Duggar, M. Kendra Caldwell. Number 7 Joseph Duggar was born on January 20, 1995. Taking advantage of the romantic setting, Joseph proposed to Kendra, whom he met through church, at his sister Joanna's wedding in May 2017 after just a few months of courting. I was definitely nervous going into it, but I wasn't afraid that she was going to say no because she has said, "I'm just waiting on you." Joseph told people after popping the question. Added Kendra, "I'm so happy and so shocked. There's so many words I want to say, but just shocked." They've since announced the births of son Garrett, born June 2018, daughter Addison, born November 2019, daughter Brooklyn, born February 2021. Josiah Duggar, M. Lauren Swanson. Eighth in line, Josiah Duggar was born on August 28, 1996. Just a few months after his courtship with Lauren went public, the couple announced their engagement in March 2018. "The place where I proposed to Lauren is the exact spot where her parents were engaged," he said in a statement. "There's a lot of family history on this property, making it a special place for Lauren." Her future mother-in-law, Michelle, said in a video posted on the family's blog, "We love Lauren. She is such a precious girl." Jessa and Ben also offered congratulations, and chocolate shaped like X's and O's. "Pretty sure that y'all want to save your first kiss for your wedding day, but if you come over here, we'll give you." She held up the sweet consolation prize. A previous courtship with Marjorie Jackson didn't work out, and they went their separate ways in the summer of 2015. "Marjorie and I had a good time together," Josiah recalled to people in March 2016. "We were just trying to follow God's lead on everything. She didn't feel that it was the right timing then, so we called it quits for a bit." He and Lauren tied the knot June 30, 2018, telling people their wedding day was absolutely perfect. They welcomed daughter Bella Milagro on November 8, 2019, the name translating to Miracle Baby, after the couple revealed Lauren had suffered a miscarriage in October 2018. They welcomed another daughter, Daisy, in 2022, and a son named Ezra in May 2023. Joanna Duggar, M. Austin Forsyth. Ninth sibling, Joanna Duggar was born October 28, 1997. She knew Austin Forsyth for 15 years as a friend before he started courting her, after which they didn't waste any time. He proposed in February 2017, and they married on May 26, 2017, at Cross Church in Rogers, Arkansas, the wedding where Joseph proposed to Kendra. Joy and Austin Forsyth. Joanna and Austin welcomed son Gideon Martin Forsyth on February 23, 2018, daughter Evelyn May Forsyth on August 21, 2020, and son Gunnar James Forsyth on May 17, 2023. Jedediah Duggar and Jeremiah Duggar. Jim Bob and Michelle's second set of twins, Jed Duggar and Jeremiah Duggar, were born on December 30, 1998 at Jedediah Duggar, M. Katie Nakatsu. Jed married Katie Nakatsu after 1 year of courting in April 2021. They are parents to son Truett, born May 2022, and daughter Nora Kate, born June 2023. Jed and Katie announced in July 2024 that they had twin girls on the way, and daughters Elsie Kate and Emma Kate were born January 8, 2025 to Jeremiah Duggar, M. Hannah Wisman. Jeremiah, a certified flight instructor, is married to Hannah Wisman, Jana's husband Stephen's sister, and the two are parents to daughter Brinley, born December 2022, and Brielle, born February 2024. They announced the arrival of their third daughter, Emery Emmy Jane Duggar, on May 18, 2025. Jason Duggar and Maddie Grace. Number 12 Jason Duggar was born on April 21, 2000. In January 2017, the Daily Mail reported that Jim Bob helped Jace buy a $33,000 fixer-upper in Prairie Grove, Arkansas, about 30 minutes away from the Duggar family homestead, and he ended up starting his own construction company. He went Instagram official with girlfriend Maddie Grace in May 2024, and the two married the following October. James Duggar. Charm number 13. James Duggar was born July 7, 2001. Not publicly courting a potential significant other yet, he's a doting uncle to dozens of nieces and nephews. He is the fun uncle. And all the younger boys around here look up to him and want to be just like him, Mom Michelle wrote on his 19th birthday in 2019. James is able to do just about anything he thinks up. Even as a child, we would find James fixing various household appliances. He has always been one to take things apart, figure out how they work, and put them back together, with a few special modifications. This year James worked hard to get his CDL, and he has become an expert at driving all the big trucks and heavy machinery. We can't wait to see what God has in store for him in the future. Justin Duggar, M. Claire Spivey. Number 14. Justin Duggar arrived on November 15, 2002. He went public with girlfriend Claire Spivey in September 2020. The two got engaged the following November and married on February 26, 2021. Jackson Duggar. Here with his big sister Jill, Jim, Bob, and Michelle's 15th child Jackson Duggar was born May 23, 2004. On his 16th birthday, Mom Michelle praised Jackson's sense of humor and noted that she knew he couldn't wait to get his driver's license. Johanna Duggar. Johanna Duggar was born October 11, 2005, hence the original family special called 16 Kids and Moving In. This girl is so fun and outgoing, and she loves making new friends. Michelle wrote on her 16th child's 15th birthday in 2020. Her younger sisters absolutely adore her and think she hung the moon, and I couldn't be more grateful to God for choosing me to be her mom. Jennifer Duggar. Jennifer Duggar arrived on August 2, 2007, then the baby of the family. Their TLC show that premiered September 29, 2008, was christened 17 Kids and Counting. Now, OMG, she's a teenager. Jennifer is dependable, loyal, and fun. Michelle wrote when her little girl turned 13. She is a favorite with the nieces and nephews, and is usually carrying one of them around because they don't want her to put them down. Jennifer also has a special love for animals and is very faithful to take care of her pets every day. She recently helped raise a litter of 7 little bunnies. Jordan Grace Duggar. Here on the right, the penultimate Duggar child was born December 18, 2008. In 2019, her mom called Jordan Grace an outgoing girl who has never met a stranger, with a laugh that is always one of the brightest spots in our day. Josie Duggar. Number 19. Josie Duggar, here holding niece Meredith, was born on December 10, 2009, 3 months premature and weighing only 1 pound, 6 ounces, and spent 6 months in the neonatal intensive care unit NICU. Instagram. Josie is a ball of energy, Michelle wrote on her baby's 11th birthday in 2020. From the time she wakes up in the morning until her head hits the pillow at night, she rarely slows down.